Hello, lovelies. Welcome to this episode of my podcast, Souls Awakening Together. In this video, you're going to hear an excerpt from a sacral chakra spirit reading that I did for a client. The ultimate truth that came through in this video is regarding the objectification of women and the way that that objectification serves the men who are competing to claim women. Specifically, the way that boys are programmed into this objectification by the examples of masculine energy that they see around them. And I want to give you a bit of a trigger warning because there's some heavy subjects that are touched upon in this reading, specifically about sexual trauma and incest. And as heavy as it is, I feel like this is one of the most empowering messages I've ever had come through in one of these spirit readings, especially if you are a woman who's been through something like this and you're ready to reclaim your inner light. If you're new here, I'm Queen Wortham. I'm a spiritual transformation coach and an intuitive energy healer. I channel the wisdom of spirit for the healing of my clients and for the empowerment of the spiritual collective. Because no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're dealing with now, healing is always possible, and the path of spiritual awakening offers you a way to get there. And with that said, let's get into it. So I have already tuned into your energy field, and the very first thing I'm seeing coming up is a confirmation that this work that you've done over this past heartbreak, it's been looked at, light has been shed on it. It's not gone, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be gone immediately. I know you did some really good work. And so I'm just feeling over there a just much lighter energy in your sacral chakra in the past. And I'm seeing a little yellow daisy. It's almost like a little funeral offering. It's a little yellow daisy, little sign of happiness, the sign of change there. And then what I'm seeing right behind it is just straight up your cousins who molested you when they were little boys. And it's like these like hyper little boys, like jumping up and down and waving their hands. And it's like, hey, hey, we're over here. I used to work in a middle school, and oh my gosh, that age, that's the most insane age, that early puberty. For some kids, it starts around 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm thinking that's the age that these boys were. The stage of brain development, it's just like no other time in a human's life. They have newly expanded brains. There's this shift that the hormones create. It makes their awareness expand so quickly in such a short period of time. And they feel so much more aware and so much smarter, so much more like plugged into the whole world than they ever have been. For most of them, they immediately come to the conclusion that they're smarter than everyone and they can handle everything. Part of what's going on also at that brain stage is that this newfound awareness makes you aware of your parents' faults. Up until then, a child is so wrapped up in their parents. They are the center of the world. And so to all of a sudden, feels like overnight, all of a sudden just see the mistakes that the parents are making. And the parents are so removed from their own joy. The middle schoolers are not removed from their joy. They still have a child's joy within them in most cases. And so when they observe their parents and the adults around them removed from their hearts, removed from their joy, they just see like they're so messed up. They are so wrong. They're acting like they're right, but they're wrong. And that just confirms their idea that they're so smart. They're also just wonderful. That age, God, that was the hardest job. But working with them one-on-one, they were wonderful. And it was because of the child's magic. That it's the combination of the child's magic that they're still holding on to. And their brain is developing so quickly that they can absorb information like a sponge. And so the ones who want to learn can learn so quickly, and they can get so engaged in what they're doing. And all of this is wanting to come through right now to help you remember your cousins. They're capable of so much at that age. They can be put in charge of younger children and do a really good job. They can help their parents do very complex tasks. They can't necessarily do the complex task on their own, but they can be incredible helpers. So they want you to remember the good in these boys. And I'm hearing that they want for you to remember their hearts. I'm seeing one of them like clean you off after you fell down. And I'm also seeing there's one in particular that I'm seeing a wound on his heart, being hit a lot, being hit in the face, punished a lot. And it's what they're showing me in his heart is this like health, strength, big, fast growing heart, so healthy. And then it's like half of it's on the right side. It's like the masculine side. The masculine side has been wounded and underdeveloped because of being punished so much, being hit so much. And that masculine side wanted to be strong. It was like his testosterone was fighting for him, like fighting for his survival. And messages from other boys, older boys, just saying these vile words about women and teenage girls who seemed like women. And I'm feeling this energy, like these messages coming from around them from the older boys, like whether it was in school or in the family. But it's like I'm seeing it as like these like hushed tones, things that they don't want other people to hear. It's like these sexual demons those are the words that are coming through, these sexual demons that are speaking through the mouths of these teenage boys. They're speaking about these beautiful women and beautiful teenage girls. Like, it's like they are the biggest prize possible, to where it makes you feel lust when you look at this prize. And it's beyond what we would think of as getting laid. It's like a buried treasure, a cave just dripping with gold, like the kind of thing that would make people travel across the world. That is what a really beautiful woman feels like to these teenage boys. I'm seeing posters of women in bikinis. I say this so much, but it's coming through. It's something I've said many times, but it's coming through like a loudspeaker from an angel over your second chakra. And the message is, women do not know their power. There is a cave full of unlimited treasure within every single one of us, because we are the portals of the universe. We are the portals that life comes through. There's a glow and a magnetism coming off of every single one of us. And we do so many things to shut it down. And one of the number one way is what this angel is saying. The number one way that we shut it down is by not believing that it's there. Recognizing in other women, in some cases, hating it in other women, hating it, despising it in other women. This angel is strong. I feel like I have to lean down like this, seeing it in other women, not seeing it in ourselves. And because we don't realize we have it, then we dim it. It just automatically dims, because you have to have that knowing, that being, just sitting there just with the full knowledge that you are this incredible gift to everyone who knows you, incredible gift to the world, You're important. You're worthy of being protected. You are a treasure. And when these violations happen to us at such a young age, we get this strong message. It's like branding. It's like a brand, I'm seeing a cow being scorched with a brand marked. I'm seeing like scars across a face, like tattoos that show ownership, not tattoos that are pretty, but like concentration camp kind of tattoo, a barcode on someone's arm. That's what these early sexual wounds do to us. They diminish us. They diminish us to an object. And in an unconscious way, it's done on purpose. It's done on purpose because it's that easy. It's that easy to dim the light of a human. It just takes one violation to dim the light of a human for the rest of their lives. It's that easy to convince a cave full of treasure that it is not a cave full of treasure. And if you believe that you're not a treasure, that treasure no longer exists. Technically, that treasure no longer exists. It can no longer be seen. It can no longer be seen. It can no longer be felt. It disappears. It totally disappears. And if that's the case, then the man doesn't have to feel that just overwhelming desire. Because just think, if a beautiful woman is a treasure, a cave filled with treasure, then what would a man do? What are these stories that we grew up with, traveling across the world, just this torture that men go through to get this holy grail, just so much suffering. They have to make themselves so strong. They have to try so hard. They have to beat out all of the other men. They have to be better and stronger than all of the other men. And for a man or a young boy whose treasure has also been diminished and hidden through the punishing and the hitting, he doesn't know his own strength. He doesn't know the strength of God that's inside of him. So that man or young boy who feels so weakened, in an unconscious way, he's trying to kill that light through sexually violating and through, it's like just throwing a cloak over it. Sexually violating. It's like turning off a switch. And the more women who experience that, the more the world is filled with beautiful women who are very easy to get and very easy to keep. A beautiful woman who has so little idea of what her worth is that she will just give everything to the smallest man who gives her nothing. Oh my gosh. Like I'm feeling the sadness of your cousin. I'm feeling your sadness. I'm feeling the sadness of all of us. Oh, that is heavy. That's really heavy. But this is beautiful. This is like, these are beautiful realizations. So important. So important for you to realize this, and me, and so many other people. Oh, man, that's heavy. So what wants to come through next? What do we do about this? What's the solution? First of all, to realize what's going on here. It's so unconscious. And it just keeps happening over and over and over. And that's the goal of the sexual demons. These sexual demons, these entities, thought forms like emotional thoughts that have been thought over and over again, expressed verbally over and over again, passed from person to person over again, to the point that they have collected and become stronger, and they depend on the humans to take on their energy and act with that energy within them in order to stay alive. So it's a consciousness, it's an intelligence, but it's created by humans, and it stays alive through the actions of humans. But that is the goal of these entities, to put out the light. Use sexuality to put out the light. And what I'm seeing is that they attach first to the wounded men. And the wounded men, as fathers, keep creating more wounded men by hitting them, punishing them, shaming them, making them feel so imperfect and so unacceptable. And that action is done with an energy of fear. And fear is resistance. What you resist persists. What you put your emotional energy on grows. And so even though the father's goal and intention is to make that boy stronger, he's afraid that he's going to be weak. And so he chooses actions naturally, unconsciously, that make that boy weaker because he's afraid he's going to be weak. It's like whatever emotion we're feeling that is intense, the action that is taken through that is going to bring more of that same energy. So you can't beat a boy into being strong. Gosh, so crazy. So crazy how many people do that. So they act through the men. The men create boys, and the boys grow up to be men who will allow these sexual demons to attach to them. And then what I'm seeing is that the sexual demons come to the girls through the eyes of the men and through the penises of the men. It's just lack of awareness. Lack of awareness, just believing what you see, allowing energies and beliefs to penetrate your body because you don't know any better. But when I see this angel above your sacral chakra, it's a big angel, like really, really big. What that says to me is that this angel has always been with you, that this is a path that you've chosen from the perspective of your highest self. You have been guided and protected the entire way. You've been kept safe, even though you were in positions of not being safe. You were kept safe from so many other things. And what I'm seeing in past lives is awful violations of your sexuality. Awful repeated violations of your sexuality. In a past life, like what I'm seeing is most recent past life, you were a woman who was sexually violated. In the past life before that, you were a man who was sexually violated. So this angel over your sacral chakra is guiding you. And what I'm seeing so much is that like this is your path. This return to your sexuality and this rediscovery of this treasure that you've always had within you, that this is such a path of expansion for you. And it's something that you wanted before you incarnated into this life. And you specifically chose a childhood that would give you the opposite so that your desire would grow and grow and grow. Your desire for more would grow and grow and grow. Because when we have to suffer without something that we just intuitively know is our birthright, you know, whether that's money, sex, love, like those are birthrights. To have food, have shelter, plenty, you know, to have plenty to survive. Those are our birthrights. And when we are starved of a birthright, it builds a desire in us that does not go away. So this is a huge path of expansion for you. I'm seeing it as this very narrow tunnel, like a dark tunnel dug through a mountain, miles and miles long. And you've been traveling down this dark, tiny little tunnel your entire life. Like, since that first sexual violation, just traveling along. And then when you started getting to the point in your first marriage where you realized that it was going to have to end, that's when that tunnel started widening and you started to see light at the end of the tunnel. And you didn't know what that light would bring you at that point. You were just going towards some kind of light, some kind of higher knowing, a better life. And what I'm seeing is like just hitting, there was the point that you learned to have an orgasm. That was huge explosion of light. It was like you came out of the mountain. That's what I'm seeing, is like you came out of the mountain at that point. The tunnel ended, but then there was just like a barren desert in front of you, and you had to keep going. And keep going towards this oasis. And in that oasis, there's water, there's animals, there's just, it's like a little bit of paradise. And that's what I'm leading you towards. And very interestingly, I'm seeing that specifically right here in your heart chakra in the future. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful how this information comes through? And it's like such a beautiful energy. It makes me feel like crying, like to see this oasis in your heart chakra in the future. It's wonderful. Oh. What questions do you have for me? How can I support you in your spiritual journey even more? If you would like some help applying these principles to your own situation, let me know. You can book a strategy session with me. It's like a little therapy session where we can just talk, and you can let me know what's going on with you, and I'll give you my best possible advice. But if you actually book a spirit reading with me, then I can do that with the advantage of being tuned in to your energy field and your angels and guides. I can literally figure out for you what's standing in the way of you being able to go further in your spiritual awakening and in your spiritual transformation. If I can help you with any of that, feel free to reach out anytime. If you have any questions for me, you can get in touch at queen@queenwortham.com. If you would like to meditate with me and my group, the link for it will be in the description, always free, and you're welcome to join us anytime. Thanks for being here. If you are still watching this video, that means you liked it. Please make sure to hit like, subscribe if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. Thanks so much for being here. Sending you love.